Okay, hope you had a good break. So I'm going to share again my screen with you. Share. So in the next half hour, I want to talk with you a bit about the setup of this course and why we are going to do it and how we're going to do it. And it's very important. And then we'll take the next 45 minutes to that you get to know each other. So we will make breakout rooms and then you can meet each other and just chat a bit and say who you are and discuss what you want or what you're going to do. So important in this course is the approach that we call community service learning. And that's an educational model that we have used for ICT4D in the field and that we want also to use in this online setting. And that means that we are doing a course, which we called, well, Learning for Societal Impact. That means that the course itself uses a teaching methodology and also serves communities. So we have a kind of dual goal. By doing this, we also want to do something that serves society. So that is very high level and generic, but we want to give this hands and feet. So therefore, we're going to do really a kind of action research. And so we're going to do something with and for communities. We want to do something that is problem-based, and we don't invent the problem. So the problem doesn't come from your teachers, but it comes from the communities that we are engaging with. So we hope in this course to talk to communities in the field, and we're going to meet them. What is very important in community service learning is that we're going to engage in certain context, and we are now in a context of different countries, different continents. And therefore we're going, each group, so we're going to work in groups of about 5 students, and each group will take a use case and work with your team to solve a problem that is given by the community. And the answer is open-ended. That means that we don't know what the answer will be. We don't know how you will do that and which technology you will use and what will be the outcome of your little research project. It is open-ended, it's iterative. It means that you are going to learn by doing. And that's actually the idea behind community service learning. An example is, we can give an example of a course that we did 3 years ago in Sarawak, Malaysia. Students from our course went to a kampung, a community near Kuching, in the capital of Sarawak. And they talked to teachers, parents and children. And they found out that children had difficulties in speaking English, and that education was fully in English. So the children could not learn well mathematics because it was taught in English. So the children invented an application, designed an application for the children to learn English. And they designed it. First of all, they talked to the children. They asked the children what their favorite cartoons are. The children made drawings of their favorite cartoons. And then the students took these drawings. They talked with the teachers. They asked them what methods are used in teaching, which books they use. And they bought the books in the bookstore in Sarawak. They talked with the parents. They asked what the concerns were of the parents. The parents said that they were concerned that the children were just gaming, but not, and that they were watching very violent movies on YouTube, but they were not doing their homework. So they combined all these inputs into a system, a game-like application to teach children English. And then they tested this. So we had a test session with the children. 20 children came between 8 and 12 years, came to the community house, and they were given the application on laptops and on smartphones, and they tested it together. And it was fun. They had a lot of fun, and they learned each other how it worked. And the students were all there, and they saw what the children were doing. So this was a kind of requirements engineering session in which children are the users, but children cannot express their requirements, but they just play and talk and laugh and chat. And by observing the children while they were using the application, the students could learn what the weak points were of the application, what should be changed, what was good of it, what was strong, what was weak. And then they build a second iteration of the game. It was a very successful project for the students, but also for the community. And we heard that the UNIMAS is still working on this application. So you will learn more in this course about this application. So it was really an example of a community service learning project, and it was done by 4 students from UNIMAS and from together, working together. One of the students is here on the left on the picture. That was Guusje. We made a picture or a diagram of this community service learning approach, which we called the CSL iterative approach. And you can say that you learn by doing. So you work as a researcher. So you are a researcher, and you have some knowledge already on AI. You have knowledge on requirements engineering. You have your formal methods that you use, but you adapt them to the context specific situation. And therefore, you have to be very pragmatic and use what is there. And then you must engage with the user or the community, ask them what problems are, and you must collaborate with them, co-design a solution with them in order to improve a certain situation that the community or the user is telling you. And by doing so, you learn. And you do it in different cycles. So it goes round and round. So the researcher collaborates, improves, and learns. And meanwhile, your methodologies also improve and become contextualized and adapted to what is needed to solve the problem. So this looks like a very complex diagram, but it's actually simple, and it's the way how we work in community service learning and in this course. So what do you learn? So it's very important. What do you learn from this? Well, we call these 21st century skills, and this is a list of skills, and the list is longer, but we have chosen a number of skills that you will acquire by doing so. So it's very important to learn to collaborate, and you work in teams, and it's difficult. Sometimes teams don't go well together because people come from so many different backgrounds. They have different knowledge, come from different knowledge domains. Not all people have the same level of knowledge of AI or ICT. But people don't have the same knowledge about the local context, so that's also different. People come from have different universities, from different countries, from different backgrounds, from different families, and you must collaborate, and that's difficult. But you learn how to do that. You must be respectful, listen to each other, and try to have the advantages of the different perspectives. Then you must be very creative. You must be creative in finding solutions. If something doesn't work, you try something else. And so it's iterative. And you must have imagination. What would be interesting to do? And what would people like to have? Problem solving. And so you try to solve a problem. Critical thinking. You must always be critical. You must be flexible. So if you're too rigid, then it's difficult. You must be adaptive to situations. You will acquire kind of awareness of global and cultural differences. So in the normal courses here at the VU, for example, we don't have this, we don't get that awareness, but in this course, we're really working with so many different countries and so different regions, and it's focused on this diversity. So we become aware. Civic engagement is important, and citizenship, so your responsibility as a global citizen. You will present, you will write, so you will learn how to write an essay, how to present your project, how to write a project report. You will learn about social responsibility and ethics, and we have a lot of discussions about ethical aspects and philosophy, in fact. You will learn technical skills, and we hope that this will lead to the next generation of leaders and professionals in ICT. So that's a lot. And if you want to learn more about 21st century skills, there are some very nice books that describe, but we think that with this course, we're tackling a lot of these skills. Okay, we have also our own framework, and the students that have already done with me a course already know this diagram, because we use it always, but it's nice for the new students to see it. This is our design science problem solving approach to ICT4D. It's again collaborative. We do it together, not only together in our team, but also together with the users. So co-design, iterative, as I said. So you learn by doing, community-centered, and it's based on the objectives set by the community. So first of all, you start to understand the context. So, how does a community in Ghana look like, or how does a community in Sarawak look like? Then what are people's needs? For example, in the community, children don't speak English and the parents want them to improve their English. So that's a very concrete need. Then you do requirements analysis. So you want really to design your prototype, and you need technical requirements, and therefore you talk again with the users to know specifically how it works, what not works. You have to do a sustainability analysis. What is the business case behind your proposed solution? And then you build it, and you design it, and you engineer it, and you do it all together. You don't do it step by step, but you do it actually everything at the same time. And you go back and forth, and you do, and you redo, and you redesign, and you improve. Meanwhile, you're reflective. You reflect on the social and ethical considerations that come with technology design. So this is in a nutshell, the approach that we call ICT4D 3.0. Next slide. So tomorrow, I will not lecture, but I will introduce my two colleagues, Francis Ditto from UDS and Chiawa Xiang from Unimas. They are my close colleagues. I worked with them here in Amsterdam. I worked with them for many years together. And so we always give these courses. So I give ICT4D together with Francis. I give ICT4D in the field together with Chia. We know each other very well. And I have asked them to design to design the use cases. So to collect the use cases in their own countries. And they have done so, and they will present that to you, the use cases that you can select in your team. So tomorrow we're going to make 4 groups, select use cases. Maybe it's difficult, so you have to do a lot of talking with each other. And then next week we finalize the groups and the division of use cases, and then you start really with your project. The students who have done ICT4D with me know a little bit how that works, but for the other ones, we will guide you through this process. Then hopefully you will also get in touch with the local community. We don't know if that will work because it's very complex, especially now in the COVID situation, but we hope that at least you will have some opportunity to talk to people who know about the community and who live there. Interviewing is very important. Tomorrow you will do a kind of interview assignment, and Professor Hans is going to give you a lecture about how to do interviews that are very important in this kind of work. Having selected a use case, you're going to design a solution, and you're going to pick artificial intelligence technology, and you're going to use that. So because not everyone is at the same level of knowledge of artificial intelligence, we have a webinar this week. It's a 3-day webinar, and I'm going to tell you more about that. Make sure that you attend that because it's very important. So we have 9 speakers, 9 AI experts, high-level experts from industry and academia, and they're going to tell you about their research in AI and about the technologies that you can use. Another assignment that you're going to do is also write an essay about AI and ethics. So you will have 2 classes about AI and ethics, and you will go do a lot of discussions about all the impacts and implications of AI for people. So these are the use cases. So that is again a practicality. So what about the AI webinar of this week? Yeah, so Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Don't miss that, please, because that's very important. We have this open international webinar, Artificial Intelligence in and for the Global South. It's also open for other people. So at your university, there are more people who want to attend. That is possible. We have a limited number. I think we can have 100 people in Zoom, so that's a lot. But I will also make a YouTube stream so that more people can watch it live. We have 9 experts on AI, and they will all give a guest lecture. So every day there will be 3 lecturers. So on Wednesday, we will have the great opportunity to have 3 vice chancellors of our 3 universities opening this session. So we have Professor Datuk from Unimas, we have Professor Miriam van Praag from VU, and we have Professor Teije from UDS, and they will all 3 do an opening speech to welcome you and to welcome the AI experts on this course. And this is so special, and it also shows how important this course is for our universities and for the collaboration, for having a truly international course on this topic. So then the 3 speakers will give their presentations, and you will have a lot of opportunity to talk with them and to ask. The first day will be Gossalo, an AI expert from the Netherlands, André Baert, and Francis Ditto from UDS. They will present. And the next day there are 3 others, and the third day there are also 3 others. Okay, so don't forget to that the webinar starts half an hour earlier than the normal course. So for Ghana, that is 8:30 in the morning. For Amsterdam and Barcelona, that is it is 10:30, and for Malaysia it's 4:30 in the afternoon. Okay, so this is my almost my last slide. So I'm very, very quick today, not too quick. So 45 minutes. Just to summarize what we have done. So we have a fully online international course on AI for and Global South, with participation of 3 universities and students and lecturers from these universities. We want to explore the potential of ICTs and AI and data science technologies. So we want to explore what the potential are in a low resource environment, and especially in the Global South. We want to reflect and discuss the impacts and the ethical aspects of AI. We want to talk a lot about fair ecosystems. So introducing this new concept and talking about decentralized governance of infrastructure at a global level, of course, but fair ecosystems can be small and large, and we're going to discuss what that is. That will be led by Professor Jaap Gordijn, who will lecture on Friday about fair ecosystems. And it is actually his chair, and he is now becoming a UNESCO chair, and fair ecosystem is his central topic, and the digital society and global citizenship. Well, as I said, we are so excited to have 3 universities organizing this, and to have this course open for 9 other universities from European countries. We have students from Rovira in Vergile, which is Spanish university here. The 2 students are participating. We're very happy with them in this course. And we want to have very inclusive approach involving communities and making it transdisciplinary. So not only academics, but also people from communities in the co-research and co-design. So we're coming to my last slide, and that's a picture of a community in Mali, actually, that I visited. I'm here with a red dress, here sitting with the farmers in the field, and we are discussing their a use case on food security and a seed value chain. So it's the last picture of community engagement. But I have finished my story. I hope that you have that you have learned something, that you have an understanding of what we're going to do in this course. And so maybe I will give you another 5 minutes break, and then I will make breakout rooms, and I will make, I think we are 23 people, maybe make 5 groups or 4. And then in these breakout rooms, you have the opportunity to just do a kind of introduction round with your group, and tell us something about your background, and then we do that for 20 minutes, and then we come back in the plenary, and then we say goodbye to each other and see each other tomorrow. Shall we do that? So let's say 5 minutes break now, then 20 minutes breakout rooms, and then 5 minutes again back in plenary, and then we are done for today. If you have questions, please put them in the chat, and we'll discuss them in the plenary. And we will walk around. We will also join, so the lecturers will look around, and you can ask them questions. So ready for a 5-minute break.